take my sweater off. So I think most of you, here we go, let me move over here. And sorry about this, I'm just putting everything on full screen. Here we are. All right. So most of you, some of you were doing the fascia or the tissue and bone work that I do on alternate weeks. And I'm more and more gaining respect for this body of work, is how transformational it can be. And last week, this doesn't really matter whether you did that class or not, but I want to give you a concept because we're going to be using this as our theme for today. Last week, we worked on the lats, which are a huge band of muscle that come from the sacrum, and they span out and they attach to our ribs. So it's almost like this big triangle, and then under the arms. And what we did is we lengthened everything and we opened everything and we widened. That was one band of muscle. And the second band are the traps that we all know about, because when we get crunched shoulders, they are what are playing. And the lats go, the trapezius muscles, they start below the ribs. They come out on a triangle into the shoulders and around the shoulder girdles, and then they connect up into the back of the neck. So they're like a diamond shape. So if they're tight here, they pull our shoulders up, they can freeze our back. So they're like these two, one is like a diamond, and the other one is like a triangle. And they're very key for the whole spine and for the back and for the mobility of the back. So we're going to work with that concept of having a wide back, a broad back, a long back today within our Pilates exercises. So let's just first stand, and I will stand sideways and just stand and get a sense of being very tall. So from your feet, there's a string that's going through the crown of your head. And naturally, when that happens, we get our natural curves coming into the spine. So you just want to imagine getting as much length from your tail, which is right there, to the head, and like pull it. Now we will start to roll down to the floor, and then we're looking to widen and open everything about the back. So before you start, just move your shoulders forward and back a few times. Notice that if you're standing tall, you're not rounding, you're just moving the shoulder blades. So you want this nice height. And then you bring the shoulders a little bit forward. When you do that, your back is wider, but your back is still lifted. And then drop your head and just roll a little tiny bit forward, but keep lifting. So you're not slumped. You're just a little bit forward. In fact, if you pull the shoulders even a little bit further forward and you lift, you can feel the back widen, I hope. Then roll a little bit further down, so just to the shoulder blade area and below it. You're not slumped or collapsed, you're still lifted. So get the waist to pull up, and then go a little bit further. And keep rolling down. Now right here, you're getting into your lower back area. This is a tricky part because it also means the hips. So adjust your feet if you want to. Bend the knees a little bit. So now your bottom's a little bit under. So you get all of that part lengthening. And then keep rolling down till you get to the floor. See if you can get a sense of stretching all of your back. And then roll back up again, roll back up again, roll back up, and now we reverse. This opens, then the rib cage opens, the shoulder blades open, and then we stack up very nice and tall. You feel, and now bring the hands up and just reach. So now from your feet to your fingertips, you want as lifted a position, and then you take your arms wide, wide, wide. Right here, can you feel the shoulder blades wide? Bring the hands down and we'll start this journey again. You round the shoulder blades, middle back, lower back, but you're still lifted. If you're more advanced, you can keep your knees straight. If it's hard for you to get the opening in your lower back, bend them and roll down towards the floor. lengthening out as much as you can. If you don't get to the floor, it doesn't make any difference. Go as low as you're able to go. And then roll up again and see if you can get a sense of going through each part and stretching the back. Rolling up, widening, and again, lift your arms up. Lift now you pull the rib cage away from the hips. You look to get as much lift as you can, and you take the arms as wide as you can to the floor. Now we'll reverse, but we'll reverse with the arms. You want to go way up. Lift up and see if you can feel from your tail up to your neck length. You're not looking to have a flat spine, you're just having traction. But now we start to separate the parts. The arms go forward, the shoulders come forward, you spread the rib cage, you start rolling down, rolling down, rolling down, rolling down, opening your back body, going down. Now keep going and go as low as you're able to go. And then roll up again. Retrace your steps. You can bend your knees if you feel it's more effective for you. Rolling up, rolling up, rolling up, rolling up, bringing the arms forward and up. And now reach. How much length can you get? Can you get a sense of your tail and your sacrum? And then the waist, and then the ribs, and then all the way up through the neck length. And then as the arms come out, you stay, you hold that beautiful length up through the whole body. Now, one last time, the arms go out, wide back, right here. Can you feel the width of your, between the shoulder blades and the rib cage? Very wide. Bring the arms up. Bring the arms forward and get even taller, and then you start rolling down, going through this journey. The shoulder blades are forward, but you're not slumped. And you roll down, and you can actually start to play with shifting your front body to get more openness in your back body. Going as low down as you're able to go. So some of you are very loose, some of you are stiffer, it doesn't matter. Go all the way down, and then you retrace your steps. You roll up, unraveling the spine, lifting up, taking the arms to the side, and lengthening up, reaching up through the crown of the head as far as you can, and bring the arms forward. Now right here, check, is your upper back still lifted or are you slumped? But do you have, so notice the shoulders go forward, but the upper back doesn't round as you come back down. So very important, the placement of the shoulders has to be very mobile, but it has to allow for the back and the rib cage to have lots of space. So from here, we'll just start. Let's get one foot behind the other. And today, you're on your own, getting down to the floor. See if you can go all the way down. Can you bend your knees and then lower yourself to the floor? If you can't, you get down to the floor any way you can. It's basics, and we will eventually get to that too as we work on our lower legs. So from here, have your knees bent, and let's lift the back up again. Just nice, tall, long back. How much lift? Can you feel your tailbone up to the top of the neck? And can you become aware that this also is part of everything? And actually, and we'll roll down, leaning out. Then we start the same thing, but a reverse. We take the tail, and then we roll through the spine. See if you can get a sense, how can I make my back really long? And then lift your head, and same thing, right here. The shoulders are forward, but right between the shoulder blades, can you still touch? And then can you come up a little bit without slumping? And then slowly bring yourselves up. And then lengthen as much as you can. Just for a minute before we go back down to the floor, let's sit cross-legged or in a way that you're comfortable. And just wait to check the side, because part of the width is also from the neck to the shoulders. Sit up as tall as you can. In fact, no, it's not going to work. I was going to say, yeah, use your hands for a minute to lift. That always helps. But then what can happen is the shoulders hike up. So we want to now pull the shoulders down. Try and keep that position. If you want to hike yourself up with the help of your hands, that's fine. And now to check these trapezius. Imagine you have a ponytail like I have today, as many of us live with our neck forward. Imagine me grabbing your ponytail, pulling it back. You want this neckline as straight as you can get it. The goal is to have it above the spine, not curled forward eventually. Then you take your ear towards your shoulder. So now we're starting to get in touch with the muscle that runs from the neck to the shoulder. And very often it's super tight bending and it's super tight opening. So take this shoulder and pull it down and just lengthen this head as far to the side as you can. Now keep your back nice and tall and roll your head down so your chin's going to your chest. Roll your head to the other side. So again, the shoulders pull down, the ears go into the shoulder, and you're attempting to open that space up as much as you can. Float your head up so you can get a sense of that neck lifting. Remember the ponytail being pulled backwards. Drop your ear to your shoulder. Nice long neck. Roll down, opening the back of the neck. Roll to the side, opening the side of the neck. Lift your head up. Check that the shoulders are as low as they can go today. As those muscles open and elongate, it becomes easier. Now we'll not reverse, but do a different movement. Turn your head to the side and look in the direction of your shoulder. Now bring your face back to the front. Normally when we turn, we only think of the frontal part of our face moving, but we have a skull shape that's wide. So as you turn, I'm going to kind of fictitiously imagine that the back is the pivot point. So the back of your skull is what's turning you. Check that your shoulders are down and your upper back is still lifted. Now drop your chin in the direction of your shoulder. A completely opened up neck, the chin goes to the shoulder, but maybe some of us, definitely me, has room for improvement. Roll down, chin to chest. Roll your chin in the direction of the other shoulder, so you're kind of dipping down. Then look straight to the side if you can, and float your head back to the middle. And then reverse. Remember, think of the back of the skull moving as well as the face. Just look as far to the side as you can. Check that your shoulders are down and your neck is long. Now bring your chin towards your shoulder, going downwards. Roll your head down. Roll your head back to the other shoulder. Chin is dipping down. Then look right to the side. And then bring your face back to the middle. And just get a sense, can you get even more height? So that little neck variation is part of a neck stretch that we sometimes do in Pilates. We did that segment today, but now nice and tall. One more time, arms in front. Now, broaden the shoulders, and you can either hold or you can keep the hands. Can you roll down and get a sense of how broad and wide your back is? And lie on the floor. So when you settle down, you can have your pillow. Gosh, it's not very light down here. My lighting is terrible today. I hope you can see. Broad shoulders, wide back, and then we'll start with the legs. Lift your right knee and put it down. Lift your left knee and put it down. Lift your right knee and put it down, and keep this sense of very broad back and down. Now with your feet, gently press your spine into the mat. Take one hand up. Now, you keep the upper back on the floor. You want to feel it very wide, but just lift this shoulder up and gently stretch. So you're rolling a little bit. Maybe that shoulder blades come off the back, off the mat a little bit, just to widen. Your hips are down, your waist is down. Then you come back, bring the hand down, bring the other hand up, pull the shoulder forward. Now take the hand across the body and lift the shoulder blade a little bit up so that you're stretching that part of the back. The waist and the hips should be down. Bring the hand back and up. Bring the hand down. So your upper back should feel wider now. Now, right knee up with next variation, left knee up. Keep that back wide, right foot down, left foot down, right knee up, left knee up, right foot down, left foot down. One more time, right knee up, left knee up, right foot down, left foot down. Now you reverse it, left knee up, right knee up, left foot down, right foot down. Left knee up, right knee up, left foot down, right foot down. One more time, left knee up, right knee up, left foot down, and right foot down. Staying nice and long. Now, bring the arm up again. Pull the shoulder forward and now lengthen the arm over the head. Imagine your side ribs getting very long. They should be on the mat, but they should be long. And then bring the hand down. Bring the other hand up. Stretch your shoulder away from the floor, but keep your back on the floor. And now as you go over your head, all from your hips to your armpit, can you get length and width and kind of elongation? You are really working right now into our lats just a little bit. Bring the hands back down. Now feel the width of your back in the mat again. And now keeping your back long, lift your knees both. Lower the knees down. Lift the knees. Lower the knees. Lift the knees. Lower the knees. Now bring the arms up. And take both arms over. See if you can get this sense of length. You really want the ribs feeling the stretch. Bring the arms back. Are your shoulder blades wide? The shoulders are actually quite relaxed if you can get the quality, unless you have a lot of tightness in your tissue and in the joints. Then there's more tightness that you're looking to open up and release and let go of in time. Nice long arms, long armpits, long ribs. Come back up. Now we add the contraction of the upper lift. So can you keep your shoulder blades wide and just float up a little bit? So your front ribs are contracting, but your back is very broad. The shoulders can come a little forward to add to that. Lower back. Arms go back, get that length. Arms come up. Widen the shoulder blades and feel the stretch. It's actually almost like someone's got a weight in your front chest pushing you down and you're wrapping around the sternum. Lower back. Arms back. Arms up and lift and really sink the sternum. Soften the sternum and spread the shoulder blades. And back. Now we'll add arms and legs. Arms up. Arms back. And the knees come up as you lift, and back, arms back, arms up, knees lift, and back, arms back, arms up, knees lift, and down. Very, very good. So bring your arms to the floor. And extend both legs out. So the legs are long. And we're going to do a long version of the hundreds today. So lift your arms up again and lengthen them over your head. So you want the side ribs very long. You may not have your lower back fully on the mat. It depends. But you're striving to pull the navel in, to have like a belt around your navel. And you're striving to get as much of the spine as you can. Now, lift your head and chest. The feet are still long and on the floor, and we'll do 20 pumps. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. In, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Lower down, widening your back. And again, you reach back, lengthening the side ribs. Bring the arms up. And lift again. Now this time lift one leg up, but feel that it's being pulled away from you. And we'll do another 20. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, lower the foot. Again, arms back, arms up. Lift the other leg up. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Rest a minute. The next variation, if you want to, you attempt to lift both feet up. Very hard to do. If you feel a lot of strain in your back or you're arching, you're not ready for that. Do the one foot. If you feel, if you have experience, you want to place your legs in a different place, do so. But only the big test when you lift the legs is you want to feel the spine deepening towards the floor, and you want a lot of front body working and not stress on your back. It'll work some, but not stress where you're making it short and tight. So I leave that up to you. Use your judgment. Here we go. Arms back. Arms up, tighten your corset, and here we go. 20, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower the legs and the head, and we'll do one last repetition. Again, use your judgment. You can even keep your feet on the floor. Lift the arms up, reach back, arms up. Lift your head, lift your feet if you want. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Very good. Last stretch. This one's just a feel-good stretch. Flex and point your feet. Pull the shoulders up if you want to do anything. Wiggle from side to side. Just make your body feel nice and juicy and stretch. Very, very good. Now, bend your knees into your chest. There could have been some strain in the lower back. So bend the knees in and rock side to side. And then roll yourselves up to a sitting position for our roll back. We've done a few. We're going to just keep going. This is wonderful to keep releasing the spine. The tail goes under. Roll down until your arms are straight. Are the shoulders wide, but you're not collapsed? That's a collapse. Are you long? Roll back and lift. Roll down again. Rounding, scooping the navel. You want to lengthen and broaden your back and roll back up. Now, the opposite of broadening your back is creating more firmness and support in the front body. So they're like two polar opposites happening here at the same time that we're working on. And up. Now, long arms, rolling down again. And this time, let's roll all the way to the floor. Lengthen the arms out. Arms up, lift, and peel off. And you grab your thighs if you need to. And again, rolling down, same broad back and support from the front body. You want that round shape of the spine, the C curve, to be very balanced. Each of us is a little bit different. Some of us have a very rounded chest that collapses. Some of us has a pelvis that tucks way under and the hip flexors do all the work. So you want to get to know your own body and figure out what you need. And what you need changes over time because different qualities come in, you get better at certain things and you need to work differently. Let's flex the feet for a minute, get your hands behind, lift your back up as much as you can and get a real good flex in the feet and point. Flex. Now this time as you flex, see if you can get a sense of lengthening even under the hamstrings and the knees. Can you actually press the knees towards the floor? Good flex and point. Now relax the legs, just bend over for a minute, lengthen, but this should be nice and pleasant to do. So whatever you feel that you want to do, just enjoy it for a minute because you'll be working hard again in just a second. So just let the back open. It's a nice place to find the widening of the shoulder blades and widening of the ribs, and then come up to an upright position. The arms are long. Shoulder blades will widen. That means a little bit forward, but can you do it without being rounded? Can you get that lift? Broad, remember that broad triangle of your lats, and then the trapezius muscles really lifting the head up and the shoulders wide. Then start to roll back and see if you can imagine those triangle and diamond widening. Yes, stretch your arms out. Bring the arms up and lift your head and chest and curl forward. And now stretch forward so you can get a sense of opening those two shapes. It's a triangle and a diamond. Can you make space in both of them? Roll, reach, and come back up, peel, and stretch. Very, very good. Let's bend the knees as it's a basic class and roll down. Just pause here. See if you can feel from your tail up to the ribs under your armpits. Very wide, really broadening and spreading that, adjust the tail if you need to. And then from the base of the ribs to the shoulders to the neck, can you feel that area widening? Roll back down to the floor. Now place your hands on the floor. Bring your feet a little bit higher up. Let's lift one leg up with single leg circles. Keep yourself nicely grounded in the whole back area, very broad, and we'll start circling the leg, circling the leg, circle the leg, circle the leg, circle the leg, reverse it, circle your leg, circle, 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 circle. Now, keep your back broad and give the leg a stretch. So wherever you can hold, pull it, and then flex your foot to increase the stretch. If you're flexing your foot and point your foot a few times, notice if there's a reaction in your back. It's nice to start to observe when you move one part of your body, there's like a ripple effect into the whole rest of your body. Now, stay in whatever stretch you're comfortable with, and just for fun, let's stretch the other leg out and really lengthen it. Flex the foot, and from your hip, traction it as much as you can. Bend the leg back, bring the feet next to each other, lift your other leg up. Broaden your back again. Feel that whole spine and breadth of the ribs connected up on the floor. Here we go. Circle the leg once, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse, circle, 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 circle. Lengthen the leg, lengthen the hip, broaden your back, and give the leg a stretch. Flex the foot, stretch, see if you can increase the stretch. Point and flex a few times and notice if you can feel what else is being affected by this movement. Then slowly stretch the opposite leg out and flex that foot from the hip, right from here. Can you reach the leg away from you? So you lengthen it out of the socket if possible. Nice long leg. And then bend the foot up. Bend the knee up. And let's roll up to a sitting position for rolling like a ball. So same thing, very broad between the shoulder blades, broad all the way up into the ribs. Bring your feet up. See if you can balance here. And 5 times back and forth, rolling to the shoulders, rolling up, rolling back, rolling up, rolling back, rolling up, rolling back, rolling up, rolling back, rolling up, and put your feet down. Now, we'll do this again. And this time, as you roll back, what's more advanced is the lifting of the hips up in the air. So we have this connection of muscle that goes down right into our sacrum and tailbone. So it's the beginning. So this next time when we roll back, I want you to imagine lifting that area up. That stretches the spine down. Up till now, we've been stretching from the bottom to the top. Now we're stretching from the, we're stretching the ribs. Now we want to think of the bottom. So I'll see if I can demonstrate. So right at the beginning, I want you to think of really tucking and lifting your bottom up so you really get it coming from there. So rather than waste your time demonstrating, let's do it all together. Just imagine your tuck of the pelvis, getting the hips way up over your shoulders even. Here we go. See if you can get that bottom up and see if you can feel the power from your glutes and your sacrum lifting you and up. And you may find it fires into your lower stomach and up. And lift the hips and up. It gives a lot more power when you start to realize and use that part of your body as your base. Very good. Let's roll back onto our backs. Again, get that long back, wide ribs, wide shoulder blades, and keeping your spine nice and long. Bring your knees in for a single leg stretches. Hold the feet. Pull your feet to your bottom. See how much bend you can get in your knees. See how much you can hinge from the hips without the hips coming up in the air. So you want to avoid the bottom coming up, but eventually when all of this area opens and widens, the thighs can get really close in. You want to just find your edge and go there. Now wide back, wide shoulder blades, lift up. So you're in a nice squeeze, rolling like a ball shape. From here, stretch one leg out and squeeze the other leg in. Switch your legs and squeeze and stretch away. Is your back still long? That's part of why I like the elbows out to the side so you can widen right under the armpits and stretch and stretch. Very good. Head down. Feet down, check that you widen your shoulder blades and roll your head from side to side to relieve the tension in the neck. And next one, double leg stretches. Bring the knees in again. Same way, get a real good grip on the ankles. Get as much bend as you possibly can and then bring the legs closer to the chest. Broaden your back, lift your head and chest up. Keep this broad back, hands down, stretch and back. And stretch and back. If you're in the old books of Joseph Pilates, he had his hands right by his side and back. Squeezing the body, making it very narrow and back one more time and stretch and back. Lower your head, lower your feet, and again, rock your head side to side, stretching the neck out, letting those trapezius muscles release and relax. Next one is our scissors. It used to be called single straight leg stretches. So give yourself a squeeze again. Give the thighs a squeeze again because it opens up and lengthens the lower back. Curl your head up and stretch both legs up to the ceiling. Slide Pilates stance where the heels are together. Keep a nice broad back and pull one leg towards you, stretch the other leg away, double pulse. Scissor the legs, double pulse. Keep your back broad, double pulse. Double pulse. So the back is like this broad sheet, grounded into the mat, holding everything like a base, like a hammock. The chest is falling into the hammock. The stomach is pressing into the hammock and the legs float. Legs come up, bend your knees, head down long, feet down long, and again, rock your head from side to side. Now, keeping your head on the floor. When we rotate our head from side to side, you can have the base of the skull grounded and just roll your head like a wheel. So let's do that a few times. If your back of the skull is grounded, your nose literally falls and the skull rolls on the mat. Just do that one more time just to be aware of what happens and maybe even notice the sounds. Now, if we take our skull and we take the ponytail like we did at the beginning and it rotates and the face rotates, we actually move the skull a little bit backwards so the ear is almost lined up with our neck. So the back of the skull is moved backwards and then you come back. Now slide the ponytail backwards as the face moves forward. So it's a different stretch. And back. Again, same thing. The head moves back and the face moves forward and back. So we're stretching more aspects of our neck and our trapezius muscles and asking them to remember how they're supposed to be. Now just grab the back of your neck and lengthen it in case it got short on you. And now let's take the fingers. You can have a subtle cross, better than a full clasp. Just the fingers slightly hooked together. Place them behind your head. Should work for you. Whatever the finger position should be, make it work. Because now work the elbows wide. For some, this can be a challenge, just getting the elbows to the floor. Bring your knees into your chest again. Can you lift your head and chest up with your elbows wide? They float off the floor, and now check that your neck is kind of resting. So your back is real broad. You want the shoulder blades wide. So I don't care if your elbows have to come up a bit, but see if you can get the shoulder blades really wide. Lift your legs up. Now, lower the legs without losing the back. Lift the legs. Lower the legs. Lift the legs. Your neck should still be softly resting in your hands. Lower. The back is widening to support the weight. One last time. And up. And then knees bent, head down, feet down, and again, rock your head from side to side. Very good. Now, we are going to start some work towards crisscross, which is a more advanced abdominal area, because we're going to use the same movement. I want you to take one hand up, the other hand's by your head, lift up, pull the hand across your body. I'm rotating my hand down, so now I'm pulling the shoulder forward, and I'm reaching beyond the knee. So there's a twist happening and broadening in the shoulder. So 5 times, pull, 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 lower back. Nice broad back. Lift your head and chest up and lift the arm up. Pull the shoulder up, cross, and pull. Pull, 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 and back. So you probably felt some of this oblique muscle starting to work. Now we're going to alternate. So you lift, pull, hand back, pull, hand back, pull, hand back, pull. Notice that your back is getting wider as you do this. Pull, hand back, pull, hand back, lower down. Just for a minute, really stretch and lengthen your neck and stretch your legs out. Flex your feet, reach the arms, arch your back, do anything that feels good and wiggle side to side, just to stretch out in a good, juicy, not educated way, just to feel good. Feeling good is definitely part of working out. And then bring your arms up and peel off the mat to a sitting position in whatever way you want to get up for spine stretch forward. So hands on the feet a little wider than your mat. Use your hands to traction up to begin with. Can you, as you do this, feel the sacrum? Can you get a sense of your sacrum spreading into the ribs all the way to the arm, just under the arms, right here in the tricep area? That's your base. That's literally the foundation that lifts you up. and then broaden the rib cage to get even more lift happening. And we'll do our spine stretch forward, very similar to standing version. Just the shoulders forward. Round just between the upper shoulder blades. Middle of the back, and then keep rounding but lifting the spine so you have a huge opening in the back body. Roll back and stack up as tall as you can. The shoulders glide down and lift. Again, broaden the shoulder blades and see if you can feel how the ribs almost move back to open up your lats and your trapezius muscles. And you stretch and broaden all of those muscles so the spinal column has more relief and space to float. And again, broad, round your upper back. Spread those ribs, pull the ribs back, stretch a little bit more, open up and widen and come back up. And now just for fun, we'll do the same thing with the hands down, but we're just doing a stretch. So you want to start, same thing, shoulders come forward, open the ribs, you can literally creepy crawl the hand, but see if you can just keep going as far as feels good for you. Just give yourself a good stretch. And see if you can feel it coming all the way from the base, from the sacrum area. Can you go forward and get a sense of lengthening all the way so the whole back starts to be opened up? Roll back up to an upright position. Very, very nice. Open-legged rocker. Now that we've stretched the spine, hold behind the knees. See if you can get a sense all the way from down here. Everything wide and open as you lift your knees. One foot goes out and back. One foot goes out and back. One foot goes out and back. Other leg goes out and back. One more time, single legs and back. Other leg and back. Can you do both legs and still keep this broad back and strong front and back? Very nice. And again, long. If you're more advanced, can you let go? And back. One more time, just testing. You want the spine and the trunk to be supporting you. Very nice. Let's check. Some of you more flexible. You bring your hands and you hold. I'm holding the front of my ankle, the low part of my shins. Same balance point. Can you straighten your leg? Doesn't mean you have to. Just have fun with it. Falling over is allowed. Is your back still broad, but it's not collapsed? That is such a complicated concept. To have all of this openness, but lift of the spine at the same time. And back. Now, can you take both legs out? And back. It's okay if you cannot. Rome was not conquered in a day, and the human body is not conquered ever. And back. What a funny quote. Open. Rome was not conquered in a day. God knows what that is about. Here we go. Now you open. Let go for a second. More advanced people, anybody brave, and come back. Very, very good. Now we roll down for corkscrew. So take your time and find your nice broad back again. Nice and long. Broad shoulders, hands flat. Lift your legs up to the ceiling. And press your heels together. And now, keeping your sacrum down, draw a circle round the sacrum. Draw a circle round your sacrum. Draw a circle round your sacrum. Draw a circle. Draw a circle. Draw a circle. And now, first time, lower the legs all the way to the mat. All the way down. Now, I wanted to start introducing a little bit more work about lifting the pelvis up, because that's a lot of power we need to develop and cultivate in the lower body. So this is what we'll be doing today. We haven't done it before, so I'll demonstrate what I would like you all to think about. We all know what tabletop is. And we know where our sacrum is, and we know this whole band of muscle. So I'd like you will have your hands here, and I'd like you to think, just like I'm rolling like a ball, can you hike your hips up and down again, keeping this angle. So we'll do this a few times, just see if you can lift. And down, the hands work, but a lot is coming. See if you can get the pelvis to lift you and not to use, because this is what can happen. You can use your legs as your momentum, but you need the trunk. 2 more times like this. Just see if you can get the trunk to lift you, because that will start to be what you need in your more advanced exercises. And bring the feet back down. Now just stretch out again. That good, juicy, archy, one side to side, disorganized, natural stretch that's very native. My cats do it all the time. Us humans should be allowed to do it too, in spite of exercise. Then roll up. And let's have you turn this way. The side bends before saw. So here you are. Your feet are flexed a little wider than your mat. And your hands are behind your head. Broad chest, broad back. Can you get this sense of lifting the rib cage? And rotate to one side and take the elbow towards the knee. The goal isn't to get to the knee, it's to get the side of the ribs opening and stretching, widening. Come back up. Other side. So now we're taking the lats and they're attached all the way up the side of the ribs. They attach literally into each one. So we're looking to separate those attachments and open them up so they can be like an accordion. They're very important to have open ribs. It's better for our heart, better for our lungs, better for our posture. They get kind of all stuck and glued together and kind of forgotten after many years of disuse. And now our arms come to the side for saw. How wide can you make your back? Really let the shoulders go out, but keep them down. Rotate and reach towards your little toe, pulling the back arm back. Reach, feel you stretching that side of the spine and back, the side of the back of the ribs. Cross. 2, 3. You want to get into your back ribs all across there. The side of the hand stretching forward, you should be really opening that area up. Pull, 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 and back. One more time. Pull and reach, pull and reach. Open that area up. Out, last one. Pull, 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 and stretch. Now, take a moment. If you can't lift your spine up, bring your hands down. If you can't keep them up, lift your back. Can you feel from your tail up through the crown of the head lift? Can you feel the ribs widening, the shoulders widening, the shoulders dropping? Really expand and relax down. Not easy to do, but wonderful. That's why we do this work. Roll down onto your backs and roll onto your stomachs now for our single leg kicks. So up on your elbows. Now this is an interesting one because if we widen the shoulders, we can press into that to get more breath, but this is really, so we want a very wide back, but we also want a stretched stomach. So it's a slightly different concept. And can you get the neck long? So you're not like a flower that's kind of falling, but lifted. Think of your head like the flower on a stalk, and the stalk is long and lifted. Bend your right knee, kick through twice. Kick, kick, lengthen the leg, left leg, kick, kick, and lengthen right leg, kick, kick, and lengthen left leg, kick, kick, and lengthen right leg, kick, kick, and lengthen left leg, kick, kick, and lengthen. Now, just to stretch out, because some of you may have tight quads, you can stay up here or you can drop down. I don't care, but bend. If you can, grab your foot or your ankle and just for a minute, stretch it in towards your bottom. Our quads tend to get super, super, super tight. And because we sit a lot, they're always in a contracted state and they affect our posture enormously eventually, and it affects our knees, our hips, and our ankles. So we want to find many opportunities to keep them long. It's for much more than just the stretch. It means we're more able to be vertical. Bend your other foot and stretch that quad out. Even if your back is arching a little bit, I don't care. I just want you to start stretching this quad. And down. Now, double leg kicks. Lengthen down, head to one side. Hands behind your waist, fingers holding. If this is very severe feeling, hands on the floor. If it's not severe, press your elbows to the floor. Here's another wonderful place that we're lengthening and opening between the shoulder blades. So we're stretching the rhomboids. We're giving the back a potential to lengthen and widen. Now we activate the back by pulling the shoulder blades away from the floor, head to the floor, and then lift your head and extend the arms away. So you open up your front chest as best you can. Head to the other side, elbows go down, stretch and widen the shoulder blades. Then lift the shoulder blades up, lift your head, squeeze your shoulder blades together and stretch your arms back. One more time, head down, elbows down, broaden the shoulder blades, and then stretch back up. And other side, widen the shoulder blades. And stretch back up. Now we'll add the kick. So you bring your heels together, feel your hip bones on the mat, bend your knees, and kick 3 times. Kick and kick and kick. Those quads, you want them nice and long. And then lift, pull. Other side, kick, 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 and pull. First side, kick, 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 and pull. Other side, kick, 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 and pull. One more time, kick, 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 and pull. And other side, kick, 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 and pull. Very good. Sit back into your heels, child's pose. Nice stretch. Stretch out your lower back. Stretch out your arms. As your arms go forward, see if you can feel the side ribs lengthening and stretching, and you widening your back. Child's pose is a great place to practice widening the back. Feeling those muscles, getting in touch with everything. Come onto your hands and knees. And we'll start the beginning, what's called in Pilates front support, which is really variations and exercises based on planks. So you want your shoulder over the knuckles and the fingers. Very often people take the weight right here, and it's much harsher on many levels because it doesn't get your lats to work. So when you're here, can you feel the wide shoulder blades without being like this? That's the trick. The spine is long and the neck is long. Can you feel where your head is? Can you lift up the back of your neck? So your neck is long. Keep your weight on your hands like this. Take one foot back. Nothing should move. Absolutely nothing. Take your other leg back. Nothing should move. Just hold your body weight here. Bring your first leg down. Bring your other leg down. Do this again. First leg comes in. Now check that the band of your waist is strong. Other leg up. First leg in. Other leg in. Now we'll reverse it. The other leg goes out. Nothing should move. The first leg, the other leg out. First knee in. Other knee in. First leg out. Other leg out. First leg in. Other leg in. So a lot of strength, stability, but also we need a lot of looseness in the joints to be able to hold the joints properly. Now, here you are. Keep your spine nice and stable. Can you extend your right arm out or one arm? Nothing should move. And back. Check your broad back, because if you're not broad enough, you're not engaging your lats, which will give you a lot of help. Other arm out. And back. One more time. First arm out. And back. Other arm out. Doesn't matter how high it is. It matters that you focus on not moving. So I highly recommend moving slow, not rushing to full range. Legs, you take one leg, reach it just on the floor, just like we did with plank. Check the feeling. Now lift the leg without letting anything change. Put the leg down without anything changing, bringing it back. So it's almost like really is minimal movement. Other leg. Lift it. Lower it. Back. Joseph Pilates used to call Pilates, before it was called Pilates after him, it was called the art of contrology. And the idea was it was control of the body, and it was most efficient, minimal movement, not to tire yourself out. It wasn't the idea to exhaust the body, which is very common nowadays, but actually to make the machine efficient and moving economically. So you have nerve reserves. Now we're going to do opposite. So one hand, everything touches the floor. Fingertip and toe. Nothing should have moved in your trunk. Can you lift both limbs up without anything moving? Both limbs touch. Both limbs come back. Other side, both limbs touch. Slowly and consciously lift. You need to be studying your movement as you do this to stay focused. It's mostly disciplining your mind to observe and to notice subtle changes so it can self-correct in time. Our concentration, our attention, and our focus are what make us really capable of achieving anything, but we have to use them. Very, very good. A few times cat-cow to relieve any tension that may have come in. So we work also in Pilates a lot of, if you notice, there's a lot of strength, but then we stretch, a lot of control and then release. So you're never holding on and exacerbating one pattern of movement too much. Very good. Now, lying on your side for the side leg kicks. We'll start with our clams. Elbow, armpit, hip, and feet in a straight line as much as you can. The feet quite 45 degrees, 40 degrees. So the big thing is scan your own body. See if you're in a straight line. Lift the knee. Lower it down. Lift the knee without the hip moving. And down. Lift. And down. Lift. And down. So a lot of this work is discipline. Now you lift the knee and the foot. Some of you can go really high. So you want to work within your body and your body limitations. So for example, my left side right now has a lot of restrictions to it. So my movement range is limited. So I work with my body. I do my right side and I look great. But I don't care about looking great. I care about working correctly for my body. So I actually refine it. Have your legs long. See if you can lift the leg up and down. So again, now the focus is from here to here. You want it long, not short. Now I'm contracting. Now I'm staying long. And you lift the leg as far as you're comfortable lifting it without going short. So you're hinging the leg from the socket versus just trying to get the leg to go anywhere it can and look like everybody else, which is a fantasy because nobody looks like anybody else. Now, lift your leg up, extend the toes, and we'll do the pendulum. Same thing. This area should stay quiet. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward. Do you still feel that broad back? Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, and back, back. Both legs together, and take your top leg and bend it up. Stretch and lengthen your bottom leg. Lift it, lower it down. Lift it, lower it down. Lift it, lower it down. Is your knee really long and straight, and is your foot fully flexed? It just amps it up. Now we'll do our circle. So lift your leg as high as you can. Forward, down, back, and up. Forward, down, back, and up. Even higher if you can. Forward, down, back, but without compromising any other parts of your body. And up. Reverse it, back, and forward, back, and forward, back, and forward, back, and forward, and bring the leg down. Extend both legs out. Notice that the hip can get short. Lengthen it out. Lift both legs. Lower them. Both legs lift. 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 Lower them. Now for fun, stretch this arm out. I don't know if it's fun, but lift the hand and the head and down. So can you get your shoulder off the mat? And lift. And down. Last one, lift and down. Let's change sides. So lying out. Elbow, armpit, waist, hip, and feet in a straight line. Is your upper body lifted or is it slumped forward? See how much you can get that open, elegant upper body, and then a sense of your back being long. And lift your knee. Lower it down. Lift your knee. Lower it down. So you're getting the rotation of the hip in the socket without the hip moving, without the pelvic bones moving. And lift. And down, last one, and lift. Now we'll add the next one. So you lift the knee, foot, and knee. Knee goes higher, foot touches, knee closes. Knee, lift, foot, knee, and last one, lift, down, and down. Take both legs, extend them out long. Have a look at your hips so you stacked out right on the side, nice and long. And lift the leg, lower it down. Lift your leg, lower it down. Lift your leg, and down. Lift your leg, and down. One more time, lift the leg, and down. And the pendulum one, forward and back. Long toes, forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, and back, back. Bring your legs together. Bend and flex your inside leg. Lift it. Lower it. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. One more time. Lift and lower. Now circles. Lift your leg way up. Bring it forward, down, back, and up. Forward, back and up, forward, back. Now you reverse, back and forward, back and forward, back, forward. Last one, back, forward. Very good. Lower the leg down. Both legs are out. Lift both legs. Lower them down. Lift both legs. Lower them down. Both legs and down. Both legs and down. One more time. Both legs and down. Lengthen your head out. Lift your arm and your shoulder off and down. And lift and down. I am helping with this hand in front to help push. And down and lift and down. Very good. Roll off your back. Actually come up to a sitting position. We're going to do the teaser starting from the top going down. So single leg teaser. Let's have one leg up. Arms here. It's easier to go down than to come up, so it's fun sometimes to start from the easy place. And then broad back. Can you roll up? And roll down. And roll up. Even if you can't get up or you just get barely off the floor, it's okay. It's called a teaser for a reason. It's a big tease and we don't stay balanced. So every day we can shift and slip and slide in our physiology. Just tidying up our bodies when we do this. Other leg. Arm long. Roll down. Can you feel? If you have control, are you rolling evenly on both sides of the spine? Is you putting even pressure on both sides? We all can have imbalances. And we all have strengths and weaknesses. So it's okay if we learn to pay attention and work with our bodies. Now, have your legs together. Lift, extend. So can you hold your arms and roll down? Rah! Yes, take your arms over your head. Can you come up? Lift, roll down. Come up, roll down, last one, come up, and roll down. Very good, bend your knees into your chest, and roll side to side. Now, we're going to add in beginnings of what becomes an exercise called swimming. So right at the beginning, I'd like you all to come onto a Sphinx pose position, but a low one, not a high one, unless you have a great, very flexible back. But the chest just a little bit lifted, and get your feet so that they're in line with your hips. And get a sense of lengthening the spine and lengthening your stomach just a little bit. You want to be sufficiently out that you have length. Now, same thing, and move the hands apart so they're in line with your shoulders. Reach one hand forward and lift it. See if you can keep the trunk evenly balanced and back. Now, with the other hand, it doesn't matter if you don't even lift off the floor. You will probably notice that it makes your spine and the muscles in your back work. So I'd rather you stay on the floor than wiggle all over the place if the lift of the arm is creating a lot of shifting. Your job is to try and see how to stay even in the shape and in the feelings of your body. Now, take one leg, lengthen it as far away from you as you can and lift it off the floor and down. Take the other leg as far as you can, lift it and down. First leg, as far as you can, lengthening out of the hip and down. Other leg, as far as you can, lift and down. One more time, first leg and down, and other leg and down. Now what we'll do is put our forehead on the mat, so we don't lift off with our trunk and head, but we'll lift our limbs. So you take your arms right out and put your forehead down. So I'm keeping my head up so you can hear me, but your forehead should be down on the mat. And just stay here for a minute and feel how your hands are long and your feet are long and your trunk is long. I'm hoping you're getting a bit of a stretch in your rib cage. Now, keep your forehead down and float your right hand and your left leg off the floor. If you can't do that, think of doing it. Put them down. And now the opposite, left hand and right foot off the floor. And now there shouldn't be a swiveling and falling from side to side in the trunk. First side, and down. Other side, and down. One more time, first side, and down, and other side, and down. Very nice. Sit back and stretch out into a child's pose again. Bend, get as close to your heels as you can, and stretch your arms out. And then come on to a sitting position for the seal. So most of you know the seal. Focus now on trying to get your hips up a little bit as you roll back. So not just rolling back, but think of the pelvis and the hips lifting. So hands in prayer, dive down between your feet and wrap the hands underneath and hold your ankles. Pull the shoulders down. The feet are like in a diamond shape. And clap 3 times without losing your balance. Now, here we go. You go to the shoulders and come back again. Here we go. The pelvis lifts and balance. Clap 3 times. Clap, clap, clap. And here we go again. Can you get the pelvis to power you? And up. Clap 3 times. Again. Back. Power with the pelvis. And up. Clap 3 times, and one last time, power with the pelvis, and up. Clap 3 times. Very good. Now let's come up to a standing position, and we're going to end the same way we started today with the roll down. In a classical studio, often they call it wall, but we have a slightly different focus point in what we're paying attention to. So you want your feet in a very slight Pilates stance. You have variations. You can have your feet like this, and the feet like this, and also the feet like that. Each position has its own qualities. So I'm suggesting Pilates stance, but if you prefer another one, go for it. So first of all, get a sense. What's a straight line? From your head through your feet. Get that lift and length, and can you be aware of your tailbone and the top of your neck lengthening and separating from each other. Now, shoulders come forward, but your back gets lifted. Round just between the shoulder blades. Notice my chest is dropped in a little bit. Roll down, so now the ribs are opening. Bend the knees a little bit and roll down so your waist is opening. This is the first roll back with the knees down, knees bent, roll to the floor. Stretch your knees and roll up again. Stacking your spine up, lift the arms up, and now get as much lift and length as you possibly can. Open the arms out, and now we'll reverse. You lift the arms. Imagine getting taller, so the whole rib cage is lifting up, bringing the arms forward, starting to round shoulder blades, rib cage, waist, into the sacrum if you can, going as low as you're ready to go. Doesn't matter if you're not even getting to the floor. It matters that you're working in your body. That's the only thing that matters. Rolling up, lifting the arms up, taking them out. Last time, just make it feel good. Lift and expand. Start rounding down. Do it in a way that feels good. See if you have opened up a lot of qualities and sensations in your awareness of your own body. Roll back up. Take the arms to the side. Lift the arms up. And then as the arms come back out, they go float sideways now. Feel the center of your body getting taller and longer. Just a natural lift and sense of well-being in yourself. A nice light position into the heels so you can actually be kind of in the middle. You're floating in the middle of your feet rather than kind of heavy backwards or gripping forward. Somewhere in the middle that's light. Find that place of comfort for yourself. Take a deep breath in, breathing out, and very well done. Good job, everybody. This was a hard class. Thank you very much. And now let me end the recording, and I will unmute.